You are about to listen to Getting Home Sourced with Gianno Buonaguro. This is episode 105, titled Away We Go, which was released on August 14th, 2026. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
What do you say? Hey, folks, we got another rockin' show here at Getting Home Sourced. As I'm your host, Gianno. And of course, I always have to start off by saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to where you're listening around the world. Thank you so much. And folks, we just hit our 2-year anniversary last week. Round of applause for everybody. We did it. And we also cracked the 1 million listener barrier. So you all have to give yourself a round of applause because it's all because of you. It's not about me. It's not about the engineering team. Nope. It's everybody out there listening. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart again. We did it. I knew we were going to do it, but I have to give love. I have to give appreciation to everybody. So thank you so much for that. It's really overwhelming, and I just really don't know what to say about it. I just get choked up about it because I said I can't believe here we are now. Actually, now we're 2 years and a day, right? So to speak. But anyway, moving onwards and upwards, we're gonna have a great show. We're always gonna have great shows. Everybody participates. It's all family. We're making it happen. So thank you so much for that. You all are a big reason why we hit the million mark. And next goal is what? We're going to go for 2 million, right? 2 million listeners. We're going to make it. Might be a little challenging, of course, but we're going to get there, right? So now, what else do I talk about, folks? We talk about our newbies, our first timers. Thank you for listening to the show. Appreciate everybody, wherever you found me. That's great. Now, also, we want you to go and like, share, subscribe to the website, to the show. Get other people that listening. We want to grow the family. And again, the engine that drives the Ferrari, all of my repeat offenders, I love you. Thank you so much for spreading the word. Thank you for your loyalty and continue to support the show because all of you are what makes this happen. So thank you so much for that. And what else? You got to get a hold of me, right? So how do you get a hold of me? Gianno at VegasHomeSource.com. Or you can call me on my toll-free G hotline, 888-528-2810 for my international friends. And for my domestic friends, take the 888 out, put in the 702, same thing, you're ready to go. Now, what else? You got my newsletter. So you have to go onto VegasHomeSource.com, check out the newsletter. You're going to love it. We have a lot of goodies in there. And also, folks, as I mentioned last week, as I'll mention again, we have our new buyer's guide for Cabo, for my Cabo buyers, 2026 edition. It is located in the website. So when you go into the website, go into the Mexico MLS, open up that tab. You're going to scroll down. You're going to see two new tabs, new on the left, going to the right. So the left side is going to be the market report. Middle is going to be the buyer guide. And then you have the MLS access on the right side. So make sure you take a look at that. Any questions? I'm here for you. That's the whole idea. We want to make it happen, make it easy and convenient for everybody. That's the name of the game. Now, with the other stuff that we also have the concierge partnership program. I talked about this before, folks. You have to get involved with what's going on. We want to give back to the communities that we service. Our concierge partnership program, Las Vegas, we help developers, we help new home builders, we help realtors, but more importantly, we help buyers and sellers. Those are the keys to success that we make to get things happening, right? So that's key to help out people that are struggling to sell and move their property. We want to make sure that they're in line and they come to me. We get it out there and spread the word. Also for Cabo, we have Mendano Massage. We also have Cadoon Hotel. Cadoon, 360 view up on top, sushi bar, day beds on one side, the pool jacuzzi on the other. You get to see the whole city 360. You get to see the ocean as well. Phenomenal. And of course, you have Mendano Massage, where I always go when I get down there to loosen up. You're right on the beach. And guess what? You have peace and serenity, especially if you go there at 8 o'clock in the morning, like I tell people. Very well worth it. You let me know when you want to go down there. We'll get you that 90 rate special. You're going to love it. And you just have to reach out to me to get it. So this way I can hook you up, right? So that's cool. Lastly, we have what? Our tax benefits concierge partnership program. This is what I'm going to emphasize and hammer on with everybody going in down at the end of the year. It's so, so important, folks. Please get with your financial planner, accountant, attorney, whoever does, or trust attorney, whoever handles your paperwork to get your assets and corporations intact. You have to get that attached to your property. Not so much in your name. You want to make it fictitious, right? You want to make it to where it has nothing to do with your personal name. You can put it on properties that have a mortgage. And for those that don't think so, you give me a call and I'll tell you how that's going to happen. I have the secret sauce for that. I've been mentioning to everybody. So please make sure you reach out if you need assistance with that. So, so important to get that handled. And why? Because when people moving forward, we talked about before, why are people losing property? Why are people not able to asset protect themselves? And our property's going to probate and somebody passes away in the property, or the owner of the property passes away. And now the people occupying that space, folks, they're out of luck because they didn't get the proper protection. They didn't put it in a trust. They didn't put it in some type of corporate holdings entity to protect the interest and pass it forward. This is what I'm talking about. So please reach out to me on that. But now, as we give ourselves a round of applause because we did it, we made it to the 2-year anniversary mark. We cracked the million barrier of listenership. So thank you so much for that. I want to take a moment because this has been kind of funny. You know, this craziness. What do you think's been happening for the last 4 weeks? Well, I'll tell you, for all of my astrology friends or my astrological friends that believe in signs and horoscopes and what have you, the funny thing is, what did we just come out of recently? Mercury in retrograde. What does Mercury in retrograde mean? For people that know, great. You can tell your friends. But for people that don't know, Mercury in retrograde is usually a sign of when you really don't want to do contracts. You don't want to be engaged or start new projects during this 3-week window because things kind of go off the rails. There's nothing centered. You feel like you're in a twilight zone. You're starting a project. It might go sideways. And also, you also see miscommunication, bad communication, no communication, or just the understanding factor kind of goes off center. And then people start to get agitated and aggravated and what have you. Well, this is what happened for me being in Cabo. And then also just recently when I was trying to get my business cards done, which I think is a funny story. So with my business cards, because I have for both Las Vegas, I have my Vegas home source, I have my radio show, and of course I have my Cabo show, right, for Christie's International. So I'm having all these business cards being made up. What do you think happens? Well, the first time around I go in and the stock quality card that I want, they said, okay, fine, but they never mentioned that by going in and embossing the card that it was going to run. Well, guess what happened, folks? That stack of 5,000 cards got ruined because it bled or ran, so to speak, and ruin the cards. So then we go back again. Why don't you tell us about that? Okay, now let's do it regular way. Now we do the regular cut. Well, what happens? Now that becomes a rush job, and now that whole batch went bad because they did the wrong thickness on the card. It's kind of like a thick kind of cardboard style, if you can kind of visualize that. And then lastly, what happens, I get the cards. They stay in the heat, in the trunk of a car. I don't get them in time, and then they become like potato chips. Now they're all crinkled and crispy, and even though they're not edibles, so I can't eat them, but now we're going to go back to the drawing board for round number 4. So, hey, have whatever it takes, right, folks? This is what I keep telling you. Whatever it takes, we get it done. The point is communication, miscommunication. Why weren't we told that if I want the card that I wanted to have done, if I did it this way, the bad results happen? So the attitude was, well, we're just doing as you're told, so we didn't say anything because this is what you asked us, this is what we gave you. This is what I'm trying to say, folks. It's always important to communicate with each other, whether it's personal, family, business, what have you. It's got to be concise and precise. And like I always say, actual, factual, practical, just getting it done, covering, everything on both sides. And this is what happened to me. So my point is, Mercury in retrograde, if you were doing a deal, I'm just kind of curious, if you were doing a deal before Mercury in retrograde, before it all happened, which was like it was June 23rd or July 23rd. No, June 23rd. Did you feel as though that you were getting kind of like off center? Did you feel things were going sideways? Did your deal actually close? I'm just kind of curious about that because I was representing some buyers when I was down in Cabo, just at the tail end of Mercury in retrograde, and the communication factor was off. I was all excited about talking to people. We did try to get some offers out there. It was successful. But the process of just like trying to understand the clients when I thought I did, based upon the information that they gave me, which was brief, that's where we kind of, got a little bit confused. And then I felt like I was in a twilight zone, or like Groundhog Day. If you ever saw the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, check it out. I think that's kind of how we all feel when we get into Mercury in retrograde. But what is the show and the way we go, right? So, and away we go, the title of our show just means exactly this. It can mean a lot of different things. I could say, and the way we go in the different contexts, and it has different meanings. But this show and the way we go is about here we go, like here we go again. And away we go. Now we're going to be dealing with what? Bad communication, miscommunication, just no communication in general, glitches in the matrix, just things that might feel like they're going off the rails, because that's why I had that experience, whether it be between my business cards, also between the clients that I had come down. And even though things are going to get saved at the end of the day, it's why go through the unnecessary stresses of dealing with that stuff. This is why I say to my buyers out there, when you're prepared and you're locked in and you're looking to go out there and make a difference and go out and buy a property, don't get caught in the twilight zone, folks. Figure out precisely and exactly what you're looking for. So this way, we just want to have attitudes and gratitudes. Everything positive, everything smooth, nice and easy. We don't want to get jammed up, because this is what happens. If a buyer is not able to handle business by giving, let's say me as a realtor, precise, concise information that I need to make the transaction successful for you, then I look like the bad guy, because then you never told me this, you never told me that. And because now it's a guessing game. And we don't like to guess. We want to just be as precise as possible, but that only goes based upon all the information that we get from all sides, from the buyer, from me as the agent, and then for the due diligence that we're doing to get information. What's the feedback on the property that we're looking at, that we're interested in? And that's where the struggles come into play, folks. And that's where communication, again, is so, so important. I mean, basically, people take it for granted, but you can't, because I just experienced this coming out between, I needed business cards for important meetings to give out, and I couldn't get them. And, can't cry about it, but I'm just giving you the example of how things can just go off the rails when you least expect it, because there was what? There was an assumption, there was an understanding, there was an acceptance of things. But we didn't get the full information to where the business was handled properly. And now guess what happens? You're dealing with egos, and then you're dealing with people that are not going to be too gracious with you, let alone have a positive attitude, right? Because you got to hold things together, and there's a way to be professional and don't get emotions involved. That's another story. We'll talk about that. But for a real estate show, for my buyers out there, please, 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 when you start your journey in buying property, just let the realtor know where you stand, but also know where you stand. Have you spoken to family members about what you're doing? Have you kind of thought the process out? Have you kind of digested what you're looking for? What is your end game? What's your strategy? How can I help you attain and win your strategy that you're going to share with me? This is what it's all about. We want to get out there. We want to get those things written down, the direct questions, let's get them on paper, because that gives what? Great results. And that's the thing, folks. We have to be honest with ourselves as well as our strategy when buying a property. Very, very, very key. So I hope that you can kind of relate and make sense, folks out there. I kind of know you're thinking like, yeah, he's probably right. No, I think I am right. But the thing is that it just gets so like, you just want to be perfect all the time. I know you can't be perfect all the time. I try to be a perfectionist. I try to make things the best I can because I know what happens when things get sloppy, go sideways, and go off the rail, right? We talk about that back half of the show. Now, for my sellers, again, before selling, you always have to do two key things. One, you put a net sheet together to see, okay, I list my property at such price, and then after when I have to pay out my expenses, what am I left with? And is that a number that you're comfortable with? Well, how do we get to value? That's the second thing. Value is key before listing a property. I tell all my sellers, and they do it, folks. I'm going to tell you why. You have to get an appraisal or an appraisal of value of your property to show what it's worth. Because here's the thing. Realtors can do comparables, as we call comps, on properties. And you get a lot of that, I'm sure, as a lot of you out there that deal with realtors, when they try to get value, what are they doing? Oh, I'm going to go comp the neighborhood. Oh, I'm going to go pull comps in a certain, subdivision or a zip code area, what have you. That works up into a certain degree because there's a lot of reasons behind what a sold property. Now, again, comparables are sold. It could go back a year. It could go back 6 months. It depends upon what kind of market that you're in. Cabo, you can go back up to a year for solds. And with Las Vegas, where I'm in, it cuts off at the 6-month mark because things change, right? Now, with comparables and solds, you have to get the value because then you know exactly where you stand. So if you have a full list price property and you have a set amount, let's say $500,000, okay, so you have $500,000 for a property, you know that you paid, let's say $300,000. Now you have $200,000 worth of gross profit, and then out of that, what are you paying out, and then what you get left with. And again, folks, that most places where you can go get an appraisal done on your property when you're selling is tax write-off. You can write that off in your taxes. So you talk to your accountants or your financial person, whoever's handling your business over there. When you're wanting to sell your home, getting an appraisal, it's an easy write-off for an expense because you're using that to sell your property, and that's a tax write-off. So I want to make sure that people understand that, because if anybody tells you otherwise, have them come talk to me and we'll get that squared away. So two key things for sellers. You have to get your net sheet, know where you stand, and then secondly, get an appraisal of value, get an appraiser, a third-party person to go out. Realtors like myself, I could do comparables all day long and say, yeah, this is what the quote-unquote guesstimate is, but at the end of the day, it all depends upon what the buyer's going to bring to the table, whether they're cash or finance, and still they're going to get an appraisal out there and get a third-party independent person to see if the contract price matches up with what the real value is. And then that's where we start having to get into negotiations and strategy sessions, right? So, but as a seller, please be prepared to understand what's your squeezing point. Where do you want to cap out at? This way we know, so we can have an intelligent conversation with the buyer's agent and the buyer to let them know, hey, this is where we stand. This is what the lowest we could do, and this is the reason why. So this way, everything's out on the table. Full disclosure, clear, concise communication, right? And then this way, nothing's going backwards. It is what it is because it's been put out there. It's been put front. And for a seller to do an appraiser, folks, by the way, you get an appraisal on your property and you get an appraiser. That really shows that, hey, the seller's motivated. We're helping the client. We have a copy of the report that we could share with you. So we're working with the buyer and the buyers because we are motivated to get this property sold. So we did the homework. We know what the property's worth. this is what we're listing it at, right? So this way, and we have supporting documents to show it. So that's what's important. Otherwise, then we go off into Wonderland and we're just starting to guess now, and things start to go a little bit squirrely. And then, like the title of the show goes, and away we go. So on that note, away we go to a commercial break. When we get back, guess what we're talking about? Communication. Stay tuned.
When it comes to luxury living, every detail matters. From private viewings to personalized experiences, Vegas Home Source doesn't just sell homes, they curate lifestyles. Whether you're buying your dream penthouse or selling a signature property, Vegas Home Source delivers concierge-level service designed for your success. Luxury isn't just a price point, it's a personal experience. Let Vegas Home Source make yours unforgettable. Vegas Home Source, your luxury concierge realtor, because you deserve more than just a transaction.
Hey, what do you say? What do you say? Thank you so much for sticking around on the back half of Getting Home Sources. I'm your host, Gianno. And again, welcome. We are now turning the clocks. We are past our 2-year anniversary. We're 2 years in a day, let's say. Let's just say we're 2 years in a day, 2 years in a month, whatever the case might be. We're the Terrific 2 now. This is going to be Terrific 2 going into 2027. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you. Please like, share, subscribe our show. I know some people are going to like it. Some people may, but they'll come back around again. You know what? There's something for everybody. And if there's something that you want me to talk about, please write into me, text me, call me. You also have my virtual assistant, Miss G. We're 24/7 around the world, folks. That's why I said before, going around the world in 2 years last week, we're 24 hours around the world. It's wherever you are. It doesn't matter. We are always open for business to take anybody's call at any time. Same thing with emails, text messages. We are here for you. This is what it's about. This show is a giving back show. We're giving back to the consumer, protecting the consumer, just giving people, hey, here's what's going on in the real estate industry in certain areas around the world, and also specifically for the markets that I service, to let people know how to be aware and how to track things down, right? So now, going into the last 4 months of the year of 2026, I mean, wow, 4 months left, and this year has blown by so fast. I mean, I can't believe it. This is like nuts. But here's my question I want to ask everybody. Do you have a plan set up for 2027? Okay. So when I say a plan, what kind of plan? Business plan, personal plan. You can have they always say goals. I think that goals gets a little bit kind of played out. Where it's like, I have a goal, I have this goal, and I want to. I like to say achievement. I like to say accomplishment. Platform to where you want to have these accomplishments and achievements and what have you, right? So, is there anything in place that you're doing right now, specifically, let's say maybe for, real estate? Because if not, folks, now's really the time to do it. Because again, get a pen and paper out. Start writing out your, what I call, action plan heading into 2027. Now, why do you say that? Well, that's a great question. Glad you asked. The reason why we say that is because the last 4 months of the calendar year, what do you think is going to happen, folks? We're going to have distractions. We're going to have diversions. We're going to have probably a little bit of deception. Okay. So how do we stay on top of these things? We have to be prepared. You want to outline stuff, right? It's kind of like, with attorneys. Every time they put a brief together, they're always outlining things, right? Realtors, when we want to show properties, we're always outlining how we're going to plan out and show what properties at what time to make things easy. Also with contracts, you want to outline the key points of a contract to review, to give a response back to, and what have you. Same thing personally, same thing professionally. A lot of people might use it as a vision board. Okay, so you can say that terminology. A lot of people like to do vision boards, do cutouts and what have you. You put your collage together, you put it on the wall, put it on your refrigerator, whatever. It's time to start doing it now as we turn the page and go into September, because I'm going to tell you, folks, the way the rest of the year is going to be playing out, the way the world's going to be playing out, we have to be prepared. And the only way to be prepared is what? Are you a visual person? Do you need to see it, touch it, feel it to really make sense to you? Or are you going to put it all in your head and memorize it and be like a computer? Well, I mean, we're not all ChatGPT over here, folks. I mean, a lot of people I know turn to ChatGPT. I know we're kind of getting away from our core values and how we think and how we do things and what have you. And again, a lot of people are resistant to AI. It's a very helpful tool. We talked about that before in our past shows. But for now, it's really just, again, get that pen and paper out, write things down, see how things are being played out for you. Just outline what you want to have happen for you. And like I said, and taking it for real estate, for instance, visualize what kind of property you want to buy, map out how are you going to get there. Okay. What changes are you going to do to make that happen? How are you going to chart that out? What is the steps that you're going to take, the what, where, when, hows to get to that point, and when do you want to get there, right? Because again, that could be for anything. It could be for real estate. It could be for emotional. It could be for mental. It could be for personal, financial, psychological. It has to still be thought out and written out, and you have to really put it on paper. Why not do it now? Take the time, because this is going to be your own personal and business plan going into the end of the year, but really it's for 2027. It's not even about 2026 at this point. Everything that we do right now, folks, is the foundation that we're putting together for 2027. You will always hear that in business, even in corporate people, for all the corporate people that are out there. You know what I'm talking about. You know, corporate strategists, they're already preparing. They could say, you know, oh, we're going to be in the third quarter, fourth quarter, but they're really looking at first quarter for 2027 because they know it's going to happen pretty much third, fourth quarter. But you have to plan and turn the page because new years, new ideas, new things are going to be happening. And we talked about 2026 as the year reveal, and there's still a lot more stuff that's going to be revealed out there, folks. You have to be prepared for it. I mean, between, of course, the good things that I shared, which doesn't really pertain to the action plan that you want to put together, but it's just life itself. Whatever situation that you're in, and if you want to get out of it, or if you're trying to still stay the course and whatever, just write things down. It's all about the outline, charting. Everything is visual. We have to write it, you sense it, you feel it when you're writing things down and you're staring at it and looking at it. This is how it works, folks. This is what I do. I'm a very visual person. I'm a very hands-on person, but I have to get all the information. I have to write things down before I can go out and represent my client properly, because I have system. You always use that word, right? Systems. But systems is the way you create and handle your own business. How much you're on time. Are you a late person? Are you an on-time person? Are you a 15, 30 minutes early person? That's me. I raised my hand. So, you know, things like that. Just how can you maybe tweak things around, change things around to better yourself? Because again, have discussion with others. Have discussion with yourself. This is what's going to happen, folks, especially in real estate. The real estate world we talked about last week. Look at how many things are changing in different areas of the world in real estate. Did you even know about that? And if not, even for the people that are living in the cities that we discussed, the countries that we discussed and covered, did you even know about that? And if not, well, that's the whole thing. You have to be prepared to get that knowledge, get that information to make you successful in your real estate acquisitions, right? Or in your real estate sales. We want to be on top of that. And again, too many people are talking about me, meaning me talking. No, it's about all of you. This is why I talk about this, because I want everybody to be successful in what they're doing. But sometimes we're just completely lost. I guess the other analogy, folks, is again, we're always on the internet. We're always peeking around at websites. We're going on these marketing sites, which I told you before, buyer beware. You go out there, you put in your information out there to look at property on certain platforms, whether you're in Europe or Middle East or US, whatever. I'm just telling you, your data gets taken, it gets sold to realtors, to other people that are going to basically just call your phone 20 times, whatever. You're going to get 20 different phone calls from 20 different people. They're not so much bot calls, as they say, like AI bot calls. They're really actually people that, hey, I got your contact information from my office, or hey, I got my contact information. I'm not going to tell you the platform, but they're going to come up with some type of excuse. Mainly it's always going to be, hey, my office gave me your telephone number. You were interested in inquiring about a property. But this is the thing. I know a lot of times most of you out there, hi, I'm just looking. It's okay. I'm browsing. It's like when you go to a department store and you go shopping for clothes, or, you know, you're shopping in general. You're just looking, just browsing around. But there's curiosity. That is the core of human nature. We're all curious by nature. We all thirst for information. We all have a desire, right? So That's the whole thing when it comes down for putting your plan together. Have a desire to outline what you want. And again, just using the platform here for real estate per se, you want to buy that property, you want to buy that 400,000 home or $1 million home, whatever. How are you going to get there? How are you going to attain it? What are the action plans and steps that you're going to do, or what you want to put forth to make that happen? Not just winging it and going around and, I'm just going to go window shop and I'll go get a mortgage qualification letter, shows me I'm appraised up to maybe to buy $1 million home, but then I want to go look at $2 million homes. These are the things that go on. I get it. But at the end of the day, folks, again, I urge everybody, you have to put it down on paper. What is your game plan? What is your playbook? Okay, how are you going to have your preparation? How are you going to execute things? Because again, with holidays coming up and family gatherings, schools going on now, starting schools around the world. If it hasn't already started, it's going to be coming up. We're going to get so caught up with things, and then before you know it, boom, 120 days, it's gone. We're done. 2027 is right around the corner. Before you know, we're going to be sitting here doing our New Year's Eve show. Okay, so let's get out in front. That's what I want to try to convey on the show, and away we go. Let's get out there. Let's put it on paper. Let's get out in front. Let's not get lost in translation. Let's not have bad communication, okay? Because this is what happens. It's whoever I'm representing as a buyer and a seller. I always tell people, a goal without a plan is what? Is a wish. And we're not going to sit here for wishful thinking, folks. And I know a lot of people just sit around and wait for things to happen. I get it, because sometimes that's how I'm like as well. But if you have the vision, okay, you have to see it fulfilled. You actually have to put it written down, stare at it, look at it, believe it, because that changes what? Your attitude, your mindset, all these things. You've heard all this stuff before with different people talking, and I'm not sitting here trying to be a motivational speaker by any means. No. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to convey the message of, I just don't want to see people get lost and they get frustrated because what happened? They didn't get the information because maybe they were assuming, or the expectation of waiting for others to help handhold and carry them across the finish line. Okay, if you need that, then that's something that has to be discussed up front as a buyer or a seller when making the property sold, or you wanted to buy a property. It's important to what? Get back to quality communication, full disclosure. Tell me what's going on. Think of a realtor, I guess, as a psychologist or a psychiatrist. You gotta disclose. You gotta tell me what's deep down inside. It's like the onion effect. I'm pulling back layers. I'm asking you questions to get to the real answer, the real core of what you're thinking and what the strategy is, and you share it. That's what it's all about. But if you write it down and you get it set up and you're looking at it, it just makes such a world of difference, and it's be so much easier for you. And what? It's going to be so much more achievable. You can accomplish it because why? Because now it's thought-provoking, right? You're getting out the answers through communication that you're writing down, just talking to yourself, doing the due diligence, getting the facts. Don't believe everything that you see and read on the internet, because a lot of that stuff is opinionated. We talked about that before. At least we're giving facts and data here, because that's where I get my facts and data from, sources that I know for real estate that I can convey with you, because it's numbers, right? Again, numbers can be, manipulated as well, but the manipulation comes more from the opinionated areas on a person's personal view. Well, how do they come and acquire that view and that decision that they're giving an answer to, right? So those are the things that we have to kind of like weigh out. Because again, it's gut feeling. But if you're writing things down and you're staying true to yourself and your convictions, I can guarantee you, folks, you're going to be a winner every single time around. And this is why you have to push yourself. Again, you get the pen and paper out, go talk to a friend, ask questions, see what they think. If you have to do a survey and talk to 10 different people to get answers, then talk to 10 different people. Who cares? It's worth it. The idea is you're putting actions out there. You have what? Intentions. How many people talked about that before? When you put your intentions out into the universe, what do you get back? You get back positivity, right? So you just really don't want to get away from the focus. because then we get stuck in the moment that we can't get out of, right? And that's the whole thing. And you don't want to get stuck in the moment because there's too many things that are going on. You can miss it, right? And that's the thing that I'm trying to help people avoid, is missing the opportunity. And how do we miss an opportunity? Well, sometimes people don't know what the opportunity is. Exactly. This is the reason why, in asking questions and getting things down on paper, it just makes you more prepared. And that's all it is in life, is about being prepared, and it's preparation, because opportunities come at certain times, and timing is a key. But how do you know what the timing is when you have to be prepared for it, right? This is what it's all about. And it all starts right now. I mean, trust me, folks, this year has flown by so fast. I thought a lot of things, I was preparing for a lot of things to come out. Again, things are being delayed, no problem. But here's the thing, though. The intentions are there. Everything's in effect. I've been teasing for the last couple of months that things are going to start getting revealed. It's coming together soon. I was kind of hoping it was going to be in July. It moved to August. Now we're in August. Now it's going to be moved into September. But that's okay, because you know what? I'm prepared to give the information to everybody. So before the end of the year, I'm already ahead of the curve. I know what to expect. And then therefore, I could share that information with you. Not sitting around just waiting for things to happen. You still have to get involved, roll your sleeves up, get dirty, and make things happen. Because again, we only create our own happiness, folks. So the only way we can create our own happiness is that you got to stay on top of situations or on top of people. So this way, it makes a difference for all of you. So I know we're all sitting around right now waiting for things to happen. I get it. A lot of people, same thing I hear, market's going to crash, or rates are going to go down, and I'm not going to do anything, and I'm going to sit and wait. And then cryptocurrency or digital currency and NFT, all these different things that are folks, again, distraction, diversion, pivoting, all these things. Again, you have to go with your gut. I always tell people when they say to me, hey, when's the best time to buy a home? Hey, right now. You know why? Because you need it. Because your need is more than your wants. If your wants is more than your need, well, I really want to buy, but I need to buy. Then if the need outweighs the wants, then you're in a position to succeed, because now you're going to be aggressive and be a step up above everybody else. Because again, folks, as I said in the last show, going into the election year here, what they call the midterms here in the United States, you're going to have two sides. You're going to have aggressive buyers and sellers, and you're going to have scared buyers and sellers. And the scared ones outweigh the aggressive ones, but the aggressive ones actually have the opportunity, because they have prepared and planned out their attack to get the best deal, because they know a lot of people will do the pullback. They swoop in, and then they're going to get the carrot. And this is what I'm trying to say to people. If you understand what's going on, then you can create your own opportunity, because you're doing the things now visually, mentally, writing things down, getting the data, seeing how it's going to play out. Then you're asking questions, you're getting your information, and then you're prepared to strike. And you want to build that team that's going to help you prepare to be successful. So again, I ask all of you, as we're wrapping up the show over here, what are you doing to get ahead of the curve, to better your position? Again, whether it's financial or personal. Because if you can browse around on internet and kill time doing that, you could certainly take a pen and paper out and start writing down and browsing down thoughts, ideas, feelings, things that you might see or hear. I'm not saying like a diary, but eventually you want to kind of structure it all out and break it down for yourself. This is what will prepare you. And then you're two steps ahead of everybody else, because a lot of people wait till the last minute, and that's where, boop, the opportunity's gone. Don't let that happen to you. Make yourself successful. Do the things now to be positioned to succeed. And it all goes with communication. It goes without asking questions. You have to ask the questions. There's no bad answers. There's no bad questions, okay? It's just that you have to decipher what is important to you. Let that message get out to other people, especially realtors like me, as a buyer or seller. What is important to you to get this property sold or to buy this property? Because too many people talk, not enough listeners, okay? So we have to get into listening, communicating, understanding, strategizing, and putting that action plan together. because that's what gets you over the top. And on that note, that's our show, folks. And speaking of getting over the top, 1 million listeners. It's all because of you. So thank you so much. I mean, again, and away we go, right? Away we go into year 2. We're off to a great start. It's just going to get better and better because, again, that I take from my Star Trek show, because I love Star Trek. What did I always say in the beginning? To boldly go where this show has not gone before. We're going to be exploring strange new worlds, per se, as far as like real estate, different sectors of the industry, getting out things that maybe the consumer doesn't know, that I know, that we're going to bring out and share with you at the appropriate times, right? Because what we're doing, we're discovering, we're planning it out, we're mapping it out for you. The show is almost like a business plan because we're covering things every day to give you the information that's needed. And that's why, because of all of you, we're making things happen. So on that note, I want to say to everybody, love you guys. Thank you guys. Hopefully this is going to make a difference for yourself and for others. And that's the whole thing, is sharing the message, getting it out to people. Please get people. We want to grow the show. This is what it's all about. It's growing both family-wise, personal-wise, business-wise, real estate-wise, because obviously real estate show. But it's always because of you, the listener, and I can't do it without you. So love you guys. God bless. Any questions, please write in. I will get it on the air for you if you want me to, or I could talk separately. But the key is we're here for you. We're always going to be here for you. And that's what we do. And we do it the best. So take care. God bless. Talk to you next week.
Tá gostando, né?
The Force will be with you, always.
You have just listened to Getting Home Sourced with your radio host, Gianno Buonaguro. This podcast is a registered trademark and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of VegasHomeSource.com. For additional information about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call or text Gianno toll-free at 888-528-2810 or visit his website at VegasHomeSource.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.